Hello fellow indoor golfers. Today we're going to learn how to set up your projector shield with your Optoma projector. So first thing you'll notice when you take your shield out of the box, you'll have several items in the box with the shield. You'll have your turf. You'll have two sets of bars. We'll talk about these bars in a second. And then you'll have two plastic sheets, and these are the top for the box. This is made out of 3/8 inch ABS plastic. So any balls that hit this will keep your projector safe, keep it from getting harmed, and keep all the wires and stuff contained all at the same time. We've made this so the size of our projectors fits in this, whether it's a 412, 318, 200, 406, all the Optoma projectors we have will fit inside of this. As far as the parts go, the big thing that's going to help you inside your projector box are these two sets of bars. So one bar is going to have to be in there. The other ones are kind of there for ancillary use, just in case you need to prop it up a little bit more. They come together, they've got industrial strength Velcro in them, so they stick together very, very well. You're going to need at least one set inside the projector case itself. On the bottom, you'll see the tabs. They're sticky tabs connected to the Velcro, so you can peel those tabs off. You can stick it in the bottom, they'll stay there. Where to put the bars is you'll take your projector, you'll put it up against the glass. You don't want it necessarily to be touching because we don't want to scratch the lens, but you want it to get as close to that glass as you possibly can. And from there, you can feel the legs and get an idea of exactly where you're going to want to put these bars. So we can eyeball it, pull the projector out. I've got my Velcro down there. Stick it on the Velcro, put the projector back in, and boom, there's the prop. That brings the image down when the projector is on the floor. So these things are very important to have in there. Once you get that set up, you can start putting in your cables, right? So you'll take them, you'll run them under the back. There's a little gap in the back. So I've got my HDMI cable. You can go ahead and plug that in. You'll take the power, you'll take the female end of the power cord and run that through. Boom, we're good to go. From here, it makes it a lot easier to go ahead and set everything else up. So the first thing you'll do is you'll get the smaller sheet. There's a slot in the top of that, and you can just slide that right back down in. The bigger piece, there's a slot in the front. Take that and you'll slide it in that slot in the front. We're set up. Now you can put your grass on it. Take your roll of turf, set that on top, and voila. There we have a projector shield with a projector inside and the cables already run. Okay, now for recommended distances for these. If you have a bronze package, a flex space package, a SIG 8 package, you're typically going to be about 6 feet from the screen with the front of the projector. On a SIG 10, you're going to be about 8 feet with the front of the projector, and on a SIG 12, you're going to be about 10 feet. These projectors do have a plus minus of 5% variance in them. So when I'm talking about the 10 feet, what you're going to do is you have this lip on the front. You're going to measure to the front of the side wall because that's essentially where your projector lens will be. So you're measuring to the projector lens itself, not necessarily this extra ½ inch on the front, measured to the 10 feet. All right, so once you get your projector set in front of your mat, we can go ahead and go into the settings. So on your remote, you're going to hit menu. We're going to go down to the wheel that says setup, hit enter, and then you're going to scroll to the bottom, go to the next screen. We're going to go to options, menu settings, menu timer, and we're going to turn that off. That'll keep the menu up for you so you can actually play around with your settings and go from there. Go back, hit menu a couple more times so we can go back. You can go back up to display, hit enter. Next is aspect ratio. We're going to go to aspect ratio, hit enter, and we'll return this to 4:3. 4:3 is the aspect ratio of all of our screens. So aspect is 4:3. Hit menu again, and we'll come down to keystone, hit enter, then we're gonna go -8 on the keystone. Some will be a little bit more, you might have to go -9, some might be -7. -8 is pretty typical. We're set. Aspect ratio and keystone are really the only two settings you're gonna have to play around with in here. So now that we have all our settings, which is just the keystone and the aspect ratio, the two things we're worried about right now, we can adjust the screen size. So right now I've got, looks like about equidistance on my width. That's a little bit too wide. So I can actually slide this forward in this case and move it in just a little bit until I can get the sides to be even on either side, right? So you look here, this is like a foot in front of my mat, which is a lot on a SIG 12. Part 2 now, I have a bar on the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is take this extra set of bars and I'm gonna slide this under the back of the projector and I'm gonna push it in a little bit so I can get extra. And then from there, I can really mess around with it and see how much room I need. So this is too much. This is a perfect situation. You can take one of these bars off, see if maybe one will do it. And that's almost perfect now. So now we're fit. Now I can put it back together and we're good to go. So if you have to have any alterations to this, if you want to maybe move it to the side to create a putting lane or something like that, you can always do that. What I typically recommend in that case is maybe move your mat a couple inches one way and move the projector shield a couple inches another way. And if you do that, there in the menu, there is an image shift that you can use and slide your screen one way or another. And that's something that I'll mess around with sometimes too, just to see if I can get it to fit just a little bit better. Hey, if you like the content from today, smash that like and subscribe button. You can also find us at shopindoorgolf.com. Reach out to us at sales@shopindoorgolf.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for daily content.